Archangel Michael says, I have come to you with urgency, and I do not speak lightly. Heaven has sent me with a direct message for you, and this is not something you should ignore or push aside. This is about your sister. The heavens have seen what you could not, the secrets she has carried, the hidden actions she thought would remain buried in silence. God Himself is sounding the alarm because the truth is about to rise to the surface, and it will shake everything you thought you knew. Do not take this as a normal message. Do not think this is something you can set aside for later. You must hear it now, for the uncovering is already in motion. There has been a spiritual veil covering her deeds, a mask she has worn in front of you, pretending, smiling, hiding, but behind closed doors, in the unseen, her actions have been weaving threads of destruction. She thought no one noticed, she believed no one would ever know, but the Almighty sees all. The eye of God does not sleep, and the angels are witnesses. What was hidden in the dark is being dragged into the light. Archangel Michael says, you have sensed it. You have felt that something was not right. You brushed it off as imagination, you told yourself it was nothing, but your spirit was whispering warnings you refused to hear. That whisper was heaven's way of preparing you. God knew that this day would come, and He did not want you to be blindsided. That is why He has sent me to you now, in this moment, so that when the storm breaks and her actions are revealed, you will stand ready, not shaken, not destroyed, but strong in the Lord's power. Your sister's choices have been pulling chains in the spirit. Some of her actions were born out of pain, others out of rebellion, and some were led by voices that did not come from heaven. She has entertained things she should not have touched. She has said words in private that carried poison. She has aligned herself with paths that do not lead to life. And now, the time of hiding is over. Do not think this uncovering is punishment, it is God's mercy. For too long, she has been dancing with secrets, but the Father in His love has decided to expose it before it destroys her completely. Sometimes exposure is painful, but it is the only way to stop greater destruction. What is about to come will not only affect her, but it will ripple through your family. That is why you cannot take it normally. That is why you cannot close your ears and pretend it does not matter. Archangel Michael says, prepare your heart. When the truth comes out, you will feel both shock and sorrow. You will wonder why she did it, you will ask yourself how she could keep it from you. But do not let anger consume you. Do not let bitterness harden you. This revelation is not to break you, it is to free you. It is to free her. It is to tear down the walls that lies have built and allow the healing light of God to flood into your family. I see her standing in a moment of decision. Heaven is fighting for her soul. The enemy has tried to use her hidden actions as a weapon to destroy both her and you. He thought if he could keep it buried long enough, when it finally burst, it would burn everything down. But God stepped in and said, no more. The covering has been removed. The unveiling has begun. You will notice signs before the full truth is spoken. Watch closely. Small slips of the tongue. Strange behavior. A restlessness in her spirit. A fear in her eyes. These are the cracks in the mask, the signals that the hidden things are about to be shouted from the rooftops. Archangel Michael says, do not run from this moment. Do not deny it. Face it with the authority of God's child. You are not powerless. You are not a victim. You are chosen to stand in this exact moment to protect your family, to stand in the gap, to speak life where the enemy wanted to speak death. The truth will sting, but remember, truth always heals after it hurts. Lies feel sweet for a moment, but they rot the soul. Truth feels bitter at first, but it cleanses and makes whole. The exposure of your sister's hidden actions will be like a sword piercing, but it will also be like medicine pouring out. When the revelation comes, the enemy will try to twist it. He will try to whisper to you, see? She cannot be trusted. She is lost. She deserves judgment. Do not listen. God is not exposing to destroy her, He is exposing to deliver her. Your role will not be to condemn her, but to pray for her, to stand by her even in the fire, and to point her back to the light. This is why you are hearing this before it happens, because God trusts you to handle it. Not everyone would respond with strength, but He has chosen you to carry this. You are being prepared in advance because you are stronger than you think. Archangel Michael says, take courage. Do not fear. The hidden actions are not greater than the hand of God. They may shake the ground, but they will not bury you. They may sting your heart, but they will not break your soul. Instead, this will mark the beginning of a shift in your family, where truth reigns, where healing flows, and where generational chains are broken. Do not delay in prayer. Even now, lift her name to heaven. Stand in the gap before the revelation comes. Pray for her heart to be softened. Pray for her to repent before shame drives her deeper into darkness. Pray for her to see that this exposure is not her end, it is her chance for a new beginning. Remember, God always exposes before He elevates. He uncovers before He redeems. He shines light before He brings freedom. What is happening to your sister is not a curse, it is the hand of heaven pulling her back before she is lost forever. Archangel Michael says, hold on tightly, for the days ahead will move quickly. Secrets are being uncovered, truth is rising, and God is about to bring justice and mercy in the same breath. You are not alone in this. Heaven's armies are surrounding your family. I, Michael, am standing guard. The enemy will not win. Do not ignore this. Do not treat this lightly. God is warning you because He loves you and because He is about to rescue your sister in a way that will shock everyone. Be ready. Stay awake. Watch and see how the Lord turns darkness into light, and what was hidden into testimony. And remember, when the truth comes, respond with faith, not fear. Respond with prayer, not panic. Respond with love, not bitterness. For this is not just about her, it is about the destiny of your family and the chains that heaven is breaking even now. Archangel Michael says, I have been sent once again, not with soft words, but with urgency from the throne of God. Listen closely, for this is not a common message. This is about your sister, and what heaven is showing cannot be taken lightly. God is warning, because the hidden actions she has buried deep are about to rise to the surface. What she thought was sealed in darkness is about to be uncovered in the light, and this will not be a small ripple, it will shake you, it will shake her, it will shake the very foundation of what you believed. But take courage, for this exposure is not to destroy, it is to save. Your sister has walked paths unseen. She has carried burdens she never told you about, and she has made choices she never thought would be revealed. Some were out of fear, some out of pride, and some out of temptation that whispered to her in silence. She thought she could hide them forever, but nothing remains hidden before the eyes of the Lord. The one who created the heavens sees even what is buried in the heart. The hour of unveiling is here. Archangel Michael says, you have noticed things that did not make sense. You have seen small cracks in her words, shifts in her behavior, the uneasiness in her spirit. You told yourself you were imagining it, but your spirit was correct. Heaven was trying to alert you. Do not brush this off any longer, for the time has come when what has been concealed will be revealed. God is not exposing her to shame her. God is not uncovering her to destroy her. This is mercy disguised as exposure. He is pulling away the mask because what was hidden was slowly poisoning her life. The longer it stayed buried, the deeper the roots of destruction would have grown. By bringing it to light now, God is giving her a chance to break free, and He is giving you a chance to prepare your heart for what is to come. The enemy has worked in silence, whispering lies, binding her in secret chains. He thought if he kept her bound in secrecy, she would never find freedom, and you would never know. But heaven has declared war against those chains. The truth is now a sword, and that sword is cutting through the web of deception. You must be ready, for the shock of truth is like a storm, it comes suddenly, it strikes deeply, but it clears the sky for the sun to shine again. Archangel Michael says, when this truth comes, it may feel like betrayal. It may hurt to realize how long she carried it without speaking. But I tell you now, do not let bitterness rise in your heart. Do not let anger blind you. Instead, let the Spirit of God clothe you in understanding, because your role is not to cast her aside, but to stand with her in this hour. You are chosen to intercede, to pray, to guide her back to the light when she feels lost in the weight of her actions. There will be signs that the revelation is near. Her restlessness will grow. Her words will slip. Fear will show in her eyes. The atmosphere around her will feel heavy, almost choking. These are not coincidences, they are signs that the hidden is pressing to be revealed. Heaven will not allow darkness to sit any longer. Do not be afraid of the shaking that is coming. Yes, it will disrupt, yes, it will hurt, but it will also heal. The enemy wanted this truth to explode in chaos, but God is orchestrating it so that it becomes a doorway to freedom. What the devil meant for destruction, God will use for deliverance. Archangel Michael says, I tell you, do not turn away from this warning. Do not shrug it off as just words. Prepare your heart, because the days ahead will move quickly. Pray now before the storm breaks. Cover her name before the altar of heaven. Ask for her heart to soften, for her spirit to repent, for her eyes to open. The truth is coming whether you pray or not, but your prayers will shape whether she falls in despair or rises into healing. Remember, God uncovers only to recover. He exposes only to restore. He shines light only to bring freedom. Your sister is not being abandoned by God, she is being pursued by Him. This unveiling is her chance, perhaps her last chance, to step out of the chains she has worn in silence. When the truth is spoken, the enemy will whisper in your ear. He will say, she is lost. She is broken. She cannot be trusted. But you must silence that voice with the truth of heaven, she is loved. She is redeemable. She is chosen. Speak those words not only for her, but also over yourself, because the enemy will also try to shake you. But you are stronger than you know. You are covered by angels. You are appointed to this very moment. Archangel Michael says, Heaven's armies surround your family even now. I stand guard over you. Do not fear what is coming. Stand in faith. Stand in prayer. Stand in love. The storm is necessary, but the rainbow will follow. The fire will burn, but it will refine. The truth will sting, but it will set free. Hold fast. The revelation is near. The light is breaking through. The hidden is about to be uncovered, and when it is, you will see that God's hand was always protecting, always guiding, always redeeming. Archangel Michael says, the message is not finished yet, for what heaven is revealing about your sister goes deeper than what your natural eyes can see. Listen carefully, because the Spirit of God does not waste words. Every part of this warning carries weight, and the moment you receive it fully, your heart will begin to see why God allowed this revelation to come at this very time. Your sister has been walking with secrets, layers upon layers of them. Some were born out of mistakes she thought were too shameful to admit, others came from choices she made that she believed no one would ever uncover. For a time, She felt secure in her hiding, thinking the silence of people meant safety. But what she forgot is that nothing is ever hidden from the eyes of the Almighty. The God who sees in darkness, the God who searches hearts, the God who watches every thought and every deed, He has seen it all. And now He says, enough. The time of hiding has ended. Archangel Michael says, when heaven uncovers something, it is never random. It is always purposeful. This is not about embarrassment, this is not about punishment, it is about salvation. God would rather uncover her secrets now, in a moment where she can still repent, than allow them to fester until they consume her completely. Exposure is painful, yes, but it is also mercy. Do not mistake God's discipline for cruelty. It is His love that refuses to let her be destroyed by what she hides. You will soon find yourself standing in a moment of decision, because when her actions are revealed, you will have a choice. Will you meet her with anger and rejection, or will you see her through the eyes of heaven, broken, wounded, but not beyond redemption? The Father is preparing your heart now so that when the truth comes, you will not collapse under the weight of it. You will instead rise with strength, filled with wisdom, clothed in patience, anchored in love. Archangel Michael says, I see her spirit wrestling even now. There is a war raging inside her, a battle between confession and concealment, between light and darkness, between freedom and fear. She knows her secrets cannot stay hidden forever, but fear tells her she will be destroyed if they come out. That fear is not from God. That fear is the enemy's last weapon, trying to hold her captive. Heaven, however, is stronger. The Spirit of God is pressing, convicting, shaking her heart. Soon, she will no longer be able to contain it. You must not be surprised when the truth comes suddenly. It will not come gently. It will break open like a flood. Secrets do not spill slowly, they pour. And when they pour, emotions will rise like waves, shock, anger, sadness, confusion. But you must stand firm. Do not let your emotions dictate your response. Anchor yourself in the Spirit, for your response will either bring healing or deepen the wound. Archangel Michael says, God has chosen you as a shield for your family in this moment. Do not underestimate this role. Others may collapse, others may fall into gossip or judgment, but you are called to be different. You are called to stand with heaven's perspective, to intercede when others condemn, to cover when others expose further. This is not weakness, this is divine strength. Anyone can tear down, but only those filled with God's Spirit can rebuild. Do you not see? This uncovering is part of a greater plan. Your family has been carrying hidden weights for too long, and the enemy has been feeding off secrecy. He thrives in darkness. He thrives when things are hidden, when lies grow unchecked, when shame builds invisible prisons. But God is ending His reign. Light is breaking in. the hidden will no longer remain hidden. And when the truth is revealed, the enemy will lose his grip. Archangel Michael says, "Do not fear the shaking." The shaking must come before the settling. Do not fear the storm. The storm must come before the calm. Do not fear the truth. The truth must come before the healing. This process may feel violent, but it is necessary. Just as a surgeon must cut to heal, so too must God expose to restore. Your prayers are vital in this hour. Begin to pray not just for her exposure, but for her deliverance. Pray that when the truth surfaces, her heart will not harden but break open before God. Pray that shame will not silence her, but repentance will lift her. Pray that she sees God's hand not as judgment but as mercy. Pray that she understands this is her chance to begin again, to walk free, to finally live without the chains of secrecy. Archangel Michael says, "Watch also how this unveiling will affect you." For in truth, this is not only about her, it is also about you. God is using this moment to stretch you, to mature you, to prove the strength of His Spirit within you. What you do when the hidden becomes visible will reveal the depth of your faith. Will you crumble, or will you stand? Will you judge, or will you restore? Will you give in to fear, or will you rise in love? Heaven already knows you will rise, but you must see it for yourself. And I tell you this, the enemy is trembling. He thought he had secured her in chains forever. He thought her silence was his victory. But the moment you receive this message, the moment you begin to pray, his grip weakens. Every prayer you pray for her loosens another chain. Every declaration of truth pushes back his lies. Every time you refuse fear and choose faith, you disarm his plans. Archangel Michael says, "Prepare yourself." It may come through a conversation. It may come through an accident. It may come through a sudden revelation that shocks you. But it will come. And when it does, do not look at her with only human eyes. Look at her through the eyes of heaven. See not just the mistake, but the mercy. See not just the secret, but the salvation. See not just the pain, but the promise. Do not think this message is to frighten you. No, this message is to prepare you, to strengthen you, to assure you that when the unveiling comes, heaven is with you. I, Michael, and the hosts of heaven stand guard around you and your family. We will not allow the enemy to turn this exposure into destruction. Instead, we will fight until it becomes the doorway to freedom. So hold fast. The moment is near. The hidden is about to be revealed. The truth is about to rise. And though it will shake you, it will not destroy you. It will instead free your sister, free your family, and free you from the weight of what has been concealed for far too long. Archangel Michael says, "The Spirit of the Lord is not finished speaking, because the gravity of this warning about your sister is greater than you can imagine." You must understand that what is about to be revealed will not only uncover her hidden actions but also expose the roots of pain, betrayal, and generational patterns that have lingered in your family line. This is not only about her mistakes, it is about the chains that have been passed down, the cycles that heaven has chosen to break right now. That is why you cannot take this lightly. That is why heaven is insisting that you stay with this message until the very end. Your sister's actions were not birthed in a single day. Seeds were planted long ago, seeds of fear, seeds of rejection, seeds of bitterness. She tried to hide them under the soil of silence, but seeds grow, whether seen or unseen. They grew into actions she thought no one would notice, choices she thought would never reach the surface. But God, in His mercy, is uprooting them now. He is saying, I will not allow these hidden seeds to bear fruit that destroys her destiny. This unveiling is not simply about what she did, it is about cutting off a harvest of destruction before it can come. Archangel Michael says, you must be prepared, because this unveiling will test every part of your heart. The enemy will push you to respond in anger, to shout, to distance yourself, to let offense take root. But the Spirit of God is training you now. He is clothing you with patience, wisdom, and discernment. Do not forget this. Your response is the key that will determine whether this moment leads to complete collapse or divine restoration. Understand this. God has chosen you for this moment. Others in your family may be too weak to handle it. Others may be blinded by emotions. But you have been set apart. Heaven is placing a mantle upon you right now, the mantle of an intercessor, a restorer, a protector. That is why you are hearing this warning before the truth arrives. God equips His chosen vessels before the battle begins. You are not caught off guard, you are being positioned. You may wonder, why me? Why must I carry this? The answer is simple, because you have the heart to endure. Because God trusts you. Because He knows you will not abandon her, even when the truth feels unbearable. Your love, guided by the Spirit, will be the bridge that leads her back to the Father. She may resist at first, she may push you away, but your prayers, your patience, your endurance will break the walls around her heart. Archangel Michael says, I see the enemy trembling. For too long, he has hidden behind her secrets, whispering lies that convinced her no one would ever find out. But he did not expect this, he did not expect heaven to expose him. Every hidden action he inspired in her, every secret he used to bind her, is now a weapon turned against him. The very thing he hoped would destroy her is now the very thing God will use to deliver her. Do not underestimate the power of light. When light breaks into darkness, the darkness cannot resist. It must flee. The same is happening now in her life. Darkness has had its grip on her secrets, but light is breaking in. The exposure will be sharp, like a sword. It may cut, but it will also free. She will be given a choice, either to cling to the shadows or to step fully into the light. Pray she chooses the light, for it will change everything. Archangel Michael says, do not fear the process. Think of gold refined in fire. At first, the flames look destructive, but in truth, they are purifying. The heat burns away what does not belong until only the pure remains. The same will happen with your sister. The fire of truth will burn away the lies, the shame, the guilt, the masks, until what is left is her true self, cleansed, purified, restored. But hear me well, the fire may also test you. Do not think you will escape untouched. The exposure of her hidden actions will force you to confront emotions you did not know were inside you. Pain will surface. Old wounds may reopen. Questions will flood your mind. But the same fire that purifies her will also refine you. You will come out of this stronger, wiser, more anchored in God than ever before. You must remember this: forgiveness will be your greatest weapon. The enemy will try to poison you with unforgiveness. He will whisper, "She lied. She hid. She betrayed. Do not forgive her." But forgiveness is not weakness, it is power. Forgiveness disarms the enemy. Forgiveness shuts the door to bitterness. Forgiveness turns a wound into a testimony. If you choose forgiveness, you will not only free her, you will free yourself. Archangel Michael says, do not delay in prayer. Begin even now. Cover her in intercession. Call her name before the throne of God. Ask for mercy, ask for courage, ask for strength. Pray that when the unveiling happens, she will not be crushed by shame, but lifted by grace. Pray that her heart will not run from God, but run toward Him. Pray that your family will not fall apart, but instead come together under the healing hand of the Father. Mark this well: the unveiling is not a curse, it is a turning point. The truth will sting, but it will save. The exposure will shock, but it will heal. What the enemy meant for destruction, God is rewriting into redemption. Your sister's hidden actions are not her ending, they are the doorway to her new beginning. Archangel Michael says, I stand by you even now. The hosts of heaven surround your family. The enemy will not win. The light will not be stopped. The unveiling will come, and when it does, you will see the hand of God turning pain into power, secrecy into testimony, and brokenness into beauty. Hold on. Watch. Pray. Be ready. Heaven is moving, and nothing hidden will remain hidden any longer.